All right.
Hi.
We are green and we are live.
Are we waving?
Hello and welcome to the Collective. We are going to be playing a modified version of Changeling the Lost tonight. 3LC, who are ya?
Hello, everyone. I'm 3LC, and tonight I'm playing the fire elemental artist Sim.
Keenan, who are you playing?
I am playing the goodest boy, Will, the Hunter Heart.
All right, and then Az,
Hi.
who are you playing?
Tonight I will be playing Zigzag, the wizened, who is just straight up that pen light, man. This is why it's important to have all those contracts, is so you can have a pen that can see everything. Pen light that can see everything.
Avery, who are you playing?
Hi. I will be playing Rufus, the ogre cyclopean who is deeply traumatized.
But your girlfriend's cute.
Everybody else?
She's hot.
Yeah.
When you guys are done, you let me know, and I will continue. I'm Milo, and I'm playing everybody else as I am the storyteller for this, again, modified version of Changeling the Lost. So if there's anything you see that seems wrong, it is not. I made it up. Also, disclaimers. This is an 18-plus stream, which you've probably seen all the warnings about. Don't lie about your age. If you're not 18 and you're 12, please do not watch this stream. Thank you very much. Also,
where disclaimers are, so.
The other disclaimer is we don't give advice on this channel. Or, well, our characters don't give advice. Don't try to replicate anything you see here. This is make-believe time.
Our characters do give advice. Don't take it.
That's bad advice.
Very much.
Bad advice.
Anyways, don't get possessed by ghosts or don't have ghosts in your blood and do cocaine. Anyway, you're the one that said that last time. So, what happened in the...
I wasn't expecting such a swift callback. Okay.
That's what all the heavy airs do.
Mike, that's an inside joke. That's a family inside joke that we're not explaining. And it just sounds terrible without context.
Crap, you're right.
Anyway,
Well, we're canceled.
We're gonna edit. This is
canceled.
gonna get edited out in post. We'll edit this out in post.
There is no editing in post. We're streaming.
In YouTube,
So everybody,
yes.
on YouTube. All right, so train wreck. I am going to stop the train wreck before it keeps going and explain what happened last time in the game. Okay, so what happened last time is our lovely band of adventurers made it through the tangled. Yes, our motley made it through the tangled wood. They picked up the bones of a changeling who had been lost in a privateer pit trap and did not quite make it out. They managed to go around all the ridiculous dangers of the tangled wood to where they then decided whether or not they were going to head to the necropolis or try to find a safe but maybe not as fast route out of the hedge. They stopped for tea, they ate some food, and had a discussion about what would be best, and they decided to continue forward on the path that they chose, which was the fast route out of the hedge. They proceeded to make it to the necropolis, the burial place of Trufe and their changelings and their hobgoblin servants, as Arcadia is not a safe place for the dead. And they went inside, found some torches. Zigzag pulled out his pen light, managed to find a way through the necropolis using one of his contracts. And then at the top of the stairs, Will noticed not only beautiful glittering gemstones that lined the walls of this passage, but also creatures, hobgoblins, hedge beasts, whatever they are, down below, tending to the graves of these multi-limbed bipedal, human-faced rats, the size of small dogs, tending to the various bones and burial and resting places. So you all stand at the top of the stairs, Will having just seen this movement, and Will being the only one who has seen the movement. So, do you tell anybody?
Because Zigzag's just going forward. Like, all right, this is the way.
What's that? As Will points out the movement.
What do you mean?
Anyone looking? Because of how high that roll was, you still need to make a wits and awareness. It doesn't need to be as high as Will's, but you're going to need to make it because you're still a...
Yeah.
Will should not have seen these things, but that roll was amazing.
Oops.
Oops, I see all the things.
Hey, it's not a messy.
All right, what's an awareness?
It'd be messy?
6.
So I need to make sure I replace with 1 glamour. And
This would be sight-based awareness.
Would be sight-based awareness. Unfortunately, I can roll for Meg. She's got a good wits and awareness pool.
Mm-hmm.
No, because Will's already spotted it and he's pointing it out. Do folks get bonus dice or no?
No, the difficulty is a lot lower than it was when you first spotted them, though.
I got 8 with 1 crit.
Oh, wow, okay. So the 6 and the 8. You guys do see what Will has pointed out. You see the rat creatures with their multi-limbs carrying around burial shrouds, moving bones. A couple of them look like they're guarding with little spears. By little spears, I mean far bigger than what the fork, like Sir Reginald is carrying. But yeah, you see them.
Hey, that
Rufus
is
does
a
not see
genuine fork.
So they're like little grave tending rats, like creatures.
They're very
essentially?
clearly, yeah.
Okay.
If you're familiar with the horrifying old pictures of what witches' familiars look like, add that with a bunch of limbs and make them slightly bigger.
Okay.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, gotcha.
I
gotcha.
They have
Actually.
human faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so they are tending the graves of these true fae, and or they're changeling and hobgoblins, depending on who's buried where. But a little hard to tell.
So, would Zigzag know a little bit about like how the guards work, based on what Zigzag used to be?
Not particularly, because this isn't something that's widely talked about unless you're familiar with the hedge. By that I mean hedge stories and rumors, or if you yourself had visited the necropolis before.
Rufus is just gonna lean down to Will and be like, "I don't see anything."
Right over there, the fucking big cat looking like things with the too many limbs, the people faces. Snarl at him.
What? I don't see anything.
Like they're right there.
I don't freaking see it, Zigzag.
Sorry.
Zigzag, your pen light does hit one of them well enough for Rufus to see it at that point, because everyone's pointing them out,
Shit.
and you have the light.
Rufus is gonna kind of stumble back and grab Meg's hand, because even though they're not affected by that derangement currently, there is still the underwriting zoophobia that Rufus always feels.
Meg grabs his hand, holds her torch up a little bit.
Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
what do you think our chances are of sneaking past them?
My eyes don't work as well as they used to. What does the rest of the passage look like?
All right, Greg,
Preach, brother, preach.
Greg, your eyes work fine. You're 20.
I don't.
You're 20 years old, right?
I'm an old man, and my eyes don't work as well as they used to.
Greg, if we don't get out of here, right, we can go back to the shop. Okay, go back to the shop. All the things that we've taken, you won't get to make deals with people about it. Okay, so like,
Does it appear like
you won't get to kick people out of the shop.
Does it appear like these creatures have noticed us, and do they care?
They have noticed you. This is happening. They've clearly heard your conversation. They've clearly heard Will snarl, and they're kind of looking up. One of the ones that's clearly a guard has kind of shuffled from his position or its position and moved and kind of like readjusted where he is. It's slightly more threatening, but still relaxed because you haven't done anything yet. And then aside from a couple of turning heads and maybe a little faster scurrying, the rest of them that are not guarding have kind of just are hurrying about what they're doing, like a little faster.
So
Zim is going to look and go, I've personally not encountered anything like this. Do we have a way to communicate with them to let them know that we just really just want to get by, that we're not interested in, messing with anything that they're taking care of? At least not for now. I don't say that out loud.
it was say, like Zigzag's like,
We can try and like just walk through, just keep walking, like we're heading out, or I mean they're looking at us now, so I don't know like the social protocol of invading someone else's like workspace. So like I
Will's last score was good enough that Will saw the hallway as well. Mm-hmm. If you walked one at a time in a straight line, you wouldn't be close enough to like brush against them.
All right.
If you wanted to reach out and like grab one, you'd be within arm's length of them. But the hallway or the passageway with the stone, they're not coffins and they're not sarcophagi, but they're like the burial sections in the wall. You guys could walk past them without touching them or the bones and all of that without trouble. The hallway is big enough for that, but again, Will is the only one that can tell because he's the only one that rolled. It was like an 11 with a critical or something. It was a lot. So
okay.
Wits awareness. This is his best pool.
Well, if you want to take the lead on this, Will, if you got an idea about.
Will point out, well, if we just walk down this path, right past the fucking cats, and he'll flip one of them off.
Fair.
They're rats. Rats with an R. They're rats.
I heard cats!
They're rats.
Well, I mean...
With an R and the
where
word
did the cats come into play? Don't.
Yeah.
I misheard. I heard cats, not rats.
They're rats.
Maybe when they're
you know what? Will also
come
doesn't like rats either.
Speciest.
Yeah, because dogs are the best.
Dogs are best.
Did you know that any dog that has terrier in its name was bred on rats?
They're looking right at us, guys. Like,
good
I
gosh.
don't know if they can hear us, but like this is getting weird.
Can you refresh my memory of what sort of breed does Will present as again?
Like a black lab.
Okay.
So before you went off on your tangent about cats, you were saying that we could just kind of, because the main thing about here is we just need to go through without touching anything or like talking to anybody if we can help it. But that's like, that mainly is just a me thing. I'd prefer if we didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah. If we just kind of walk single file in the middle of the hallway, we don't want to touch anything or anybody.
We walk single file. We don't touch anything. We don't take anybody's bones. Well, we don't take anybody's bones.
Yeah, don't chew on the dead.
For you guys, I will try.
Rufus is gonna look down at Meg, holding his hand, and be like, "Gonna need you to backpack me."
That's a very good question. It's a very good question, Hobbit Rune in the chat. Why would you take someone's bones?
That's a great question.
Rufus is just gonna like crouch down and turn his back to Meg so she can jump on his back like a backpack.
She'll jump on his back. On his back like a backpack.
Just like holding her hands and like, yeah.
No, she has the torch, so she's gonna hand you the torch.
With one giant hand, he will hold both of her hands in the front of his chest and hold the torch.
Because she's afraid of the dark, so she's keeping the torch. You can pry it out of her cold dead fingers, pretty much. And she's warm. As soon as she gets on your back, you feel like the heat that radiates off of the fire elementals, which you know from holding her hand and being around her. But like, yeah, she's just basically like a little warming station on your back there.
Yes, Ramos, don't chew on the dead is just vegan propaganda. Yes.
Buddy!
Let's move through with Will in the lead.
Yes.
Will.
So Will's in the lead, then it's Zigzag and Greg. Then
Sim
Rufus, and then technically Meg.
Sim.
And Reggie. So Reginald has been hanging out with Sim, keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Onward, my valiant steed, Lord Sim of the Fire Clan.
Yep. Well, the four nations lived in peace until the fire elemental showed up.
This is so
I
doing.
saw what you did to those hobgoblins. Actually, I didn't. Zigzag doesn't know anything about that. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say the
Yeah,
four
that's
freeholds.
secret.
The four
Died.
freeholds lived in peace
No.
until the fire elemental showed up.
Reed knows what happened to that hobgoblin still.
Nick is still tending to what's left of that hobgoblin's leg. Yeah, there's not just one of our motley that has no
They
cheekbones.
called in somebody.
I could build them new legs.
Why?
Onward, my valiant steed.
We're moving.
All right.
Let's get through this
Will.
hallway. Will, please don't chew on the cat rats, the crats.
So you walk forward, you have a torch. Zigzag has given you the instructions. It's forward, then to the right, then down the hall, then up the stairs.
Yep. We're doing a
There will be a set of stairs. So you
Yeah,
do know
down,
where you're going.
loop through and back up, if I recall correctly.
That is where Zigzag's directions.
Okay.
So you start
Zigzag
walking.
just keeps on repeating this under their breath too, as like the backpack is on backwards and they're holding old Greg like in an emotional support room.
Okay, as
Because he is.
as we're moving forward on this, I'm going to keep an eye out in case anything other than the cat rats might try something.
Will is going to keep an eye out for any booby traps or rats that may be trying to pull something.
Yeah, keeping an eye on any concealed objects.
Yeah.
Well, no, concealed objects wouldn't apply to this.
Would ambushes apply?
Sorry, what?
No.
No, okay.
I would say concealed objects aren't going to apply to this because you're in this necropolis. You're pretty sure that there are tons of concealed items.
Yep.
You have no doubt in your mind that there are tons of them. Items hidden probably in secret compartments and things like that. 4
successes. Wits and awareness. I haven't been cranking up the weird or anything like that, but I'm going to keep it
4. So
You just say cranking up the weed?
weird.
Weird.
Okay,
Weird.
there we go.
Weird
Now you
every
get that trace weed from that rock.
Okay, weird. That's right, we're changeling. Anyway, Zigzag, Penlight, Old Greg following Will.
Yep.
And we're
Will,
gonna keep an
as
eye
you
on
walk
the rat
forward-
people to see if they're saying anything.
As you walk forward, you notice that the ones that are guarding the ones that have weapons, they very clearly, some of them have short swords, a few have shields. Like, you can tell the ones that are armed get a little, like, as you walk by them, immediately defensive. Like, they hold whatever their weapon is and, like, you know, out in front of them. None of them make a move like they're actually going to attack. But if you get closer, or if it looked like you were doing something funny, they would. The other ones, like, move against the walls and, like, press themselves against the walls, or, like, wherever they're kind of standing, save as, like, they don't go into the actual spaces where the bones are, but, like, they'll push themselves as far as they can and, like, lean back. So it's very clear they have roles, and the ones whose roles are not guarding tend to be more not defensive, but like, I'm gonna try to make myself small and not seen and get as far back as possible. Because you can see that they're carrying various items. Some of them look like feather dusters, things to clean, and you see them like shooing spiders away and things, or various other creatures away, as they are like cleaning the bones and maintaining the different sections of this necropolis. So none of them are outright hostile in the you sense immediate danger kind of way. You just know that they're probably overly protective of their charges and will more than likely attack you if you seem like you're going to make a move towards the bones.
So they look stabby, but it's in a passive way. This is passive stabby.
A defensive, yeah.
Defensive
they
stabby.
will. It's a defensive
Passive stabby
way.
works too. Yeah. Okay.
And you go forward through this section. Yes.
Go ahead.
You come to a a T intersection, where you can either go to the left or to the right, which you know it's off to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You make the turn down the corner. And with your 4 successes, you can see that this area of the necropolis kind of immediately looks like it is out of place. The color of the stone is entirely different. Mm-hmm. It's this red, kind of bloody-looking marble.
Mm.
The shapes of the indentations, the resting places, are different. All of these are glass, basically wood and glass coffins sitting upright like display cases.
Mm.
And there are no rat guards in this area.
Okay.
The long hallway going down.
Right, the long hallway going down.
Okay, so it went down and then you turned, and now it's going towards where you assume the next staircase is.
Got it. Okay. Does the path itself look clear if we just walk?
Yes.
Okay. Will's still in the lead, so
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Zigzag's like poking around Will, just like, because Zigzag's small. So
But would you have an easier time if I just gave you like a shoulder ride?
This would be the second time I've been tall today.
Is that too many times tall? Or like, if you had a nickel for every time you were tall, it'd be 2 nickels, but it'd be weird that you had 2 nickels.
We have 2 nickels, we have a problem. The shop to run.
The economy's in the dumpster.
No, I should be okay, just in case Greg has to get down. You doing okay, Greg?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's stuffy in here.
Bones are
I'm tired. I'm old.
You're a mushroom. Damp is good for you.
I didn't say it was damp. I said it was stuffy.
Stuffy, that means like the air is good for you to grow.
Why are you talking to your backpack like that?
not dispersing.
Greg looks up at you. You see the mushroom man just look up at you. I'm not a backpack.
Oh, Sim is like, oh, Will, hadn't you met old Greg before? You mean this whole time you thought that Zigzag was just talking to his backpack?
I think part of my backpack moved.
Up until this point, yeah. I've met old Greg, but then old Greg just kind of just like went away. So like either old Greg was like really stealthy or like they just phase in and out of reality. Because I've met a few people who can do that. None of them great.
Oh, am I like a superhero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like the amazing mushroom man.
Yeah.
And not
Anyway, we gotta
They
get you
treat
on
me
before
with
your bones
respect,
get too
Zigzag.
tired.
They treat me with respect.
Zigzag's probably giving them a look like I liked you better when you were in an animate backpack.
There's a part of Zigzag that wants to make old Greg part of the backpack, but we don't do that anymore, and now they feel guilty.
We're gonna criticize Sim for making the hobgoblin part of the train car, but that's okay.
That was fine, because you also killed the bumblebee, so, you know.
Shit, I did that too. Damn, okay.
Yeah, Sim, yeah! And then you made a pun about it! Oh yeah, you feel that sting?
Look, let's not turn old Greg into part of the backpack. Alright. Old Greg is
Zigzag
perfectly
just don't
fine.
say that out loud? Zigzag just like,
Yes, we don't say that out loud, and we continue on. I did have a question on the transition from where we're leaving into where we have the change of looking out of place with the type of stone and marble and the different bits. What sort of theme or aesthetic does this seem to be lending it to as we go into this? And does this look like it's based off of this looks like it's based off of someone having put some influence here, or is this particular area being host to something else that is at rest here?
So while the other one looked like bones, and like the very stone shelves of where the body has been laid into like a mattress or whatever the hell that's been put down to like cushion it, and they were all bones. Looking around, all bones. The true fae in these caskets, these upright display cases, are all still fleshy. You can see what they looked like in life.
Oh, so it's like they're on display cases. Got it.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I almost had a Vietnam flashback when you said, "Oh, fleshy."
It's not like when you were pulled through the thing that was regaining its. That's not. It's not like that.
It's not when you got pipe cleaned. So
no, the Vietnam flashback was back in New York.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
that.
Just
no,
the-
no, no, no,
that's
no,
just
no,
the
no,
reverse
no, 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 no.
Oh no.
No.
Now that
So, like,
nickel
when you-
joke's really funny, isn't it? Weird that it.
Weird.
Weird that it happened twice.
Is Wei
No.
now a true fae in this realm? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
A true Wei.
You should not be accused of.
No. So as you, because I hadn't quite got to describing that yet due to the conversation.
Yes.
Please
continue.
And as you walk by and you see into these wood and glass upright coffins, you do see that the majority, and by the majority I mean the vast majority of them, look like they could still be alive, though some of them have some decay on them. It's hard to determine what exactly is causing them to decay and what caused the other ones to be bones versus these ones, if these are fresher, if there was some method of preservation that occurred that didn't with the others. Like it's really difficult to know exactly what was employed with each of these. But you see them. And it's here, Rufus, that you pick up that familiar scent that I told you about in the last game. The true fae that came to visit your keeper with some of her own champions. The smell is coming from this hallway. And you walk past one of these sarcophagus that are bigger. One of these caskets that are bigger than the other ones. And as soon as you realize why, it's to accommodate the massive sets of wings, multiples, bat, bird, insect that sprout from her back, and they're pinned in place like an animal or like an insect on display. Her face has no eyes, but her wings have eyes on each of the joints.
I think Rufus is just going to stop for a minute and look at her. Say,
You've brought your champions to the Colosseum of Eyes. I remember when my brother Brutus destroyed your greatest champion. You looked down to the sands as the editor of the games, and you chose for Brutus to murder your champion.
You all hear the whispered words like a breeze through the hallway. He was a disgrace.
We all hear
fires. This. You all hear it, and the fires all flick on the torches flicker with the breeze that came through. But the body in the coffin does not stir. It's just...
We should go.
Will looks around and he claps his hands like you do for those clap-on lights, trying to turn off the flames.
The flames don't go out.
Oh.
There's something that my master taught us just before we each received the brand. If he was a disgrace, and he was your champion, then he was merely a reflection of his domina.
And this time, the flames do go out. The wind is so strong that it... And I need to roll a will save for Meg.
Will, why did you clap?
Does zigzag penlight still work?
Don't you remember clapping in the necropolis blows out the flames? I'm so kidding.
Oh my god.
So, anyway, Sin will try to relight the torch.
Ooh, good job, Meg.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the pen light still works because we can shot. I was going to say we can flash Meg, and I was like, let's not say that. We can shine the light onto Meg.
As soon as the torches go out, she becomes the brightest thing in the hallway because she glows red in the dark. So she is now this beacon of red light in the dark. However, because she's afraid of the dark, it doesn't matter. So she's glowing red.
Look.
And
as long as she doesn't choke out Rufus, I think we'll be okay.
Sim is
she grips on
the
harder.
Torches.
Yeah. So as right before you do that, though, she is the only source of light in the hallway. Like she is just red.
Yes, I was.
And you can see the flames flickering beneath her skin when you look at her. Like they like fire going out.
Yes, Black is kind of red, but Sim is like it's not the same. He doesn't have the thing under the skin or anything. His eyes mainly look like pilot lights of blue. So,
I just
starts clapping again. The lights back on.
Fires go back on.
So a thought just occurred to me. With Meg's current vantage point of being on Rufus's back, this is. Can she see the flickering of that flame tattoo that he got up the side of his neck?
Yeah, actually, she can, because it would glow in the dark, or it would glow the way fire does.
Look at it. We'll get the lights on in a second.
And she'll look down at it while Sim relights the torches as Will claps. Flames go on.
I did it.
Powerful. It's a pretty powerful clap you got there, Will.
Thanks, I panicked.
Is panic clapping like a thing for you? I'm trying to make sure that I understand how you work socially so I don't hurt your feelings.
I do a lot of weird and random things when I panic.
That's a good joke. Weird.
Don't get it.
Oh wait, I made a joke without realizing.
To keep it light in here.
Thank you, Sim.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not great. I should probably upgrade. Maglite, you could use it as a what are those things called?
Billy clubs.
Billy club. We should probably go. I'm getting more and more uncomfortable, and so I'm talking.
What was that?
We can buy you a Maglite.
So clearly Rufus had a conversation, and we saw the subsequent, kind of like a wind moving through this area and dousing our lights briefly, and then we brought them back up, and the Sim is gonna look back to Rufus, and as we're beginning to move along, and he's just gonna go, obviously you have a connection here with, well, he gestures over to what's over in the display case, and I just wanted to say I hope maybe there was a little bit of closure for you.
It's a door, open a window,
Okay.
I said what we learned.
Yeah.
I was the Marquis champion for many years.
Yeah.
Or what I reflect in them.
Gotcha. I know it wasn't a voice maybe you wanted to hear, but at least the dead talked back to you. And Sim's gonna go forward.
Rufus is going to reach out, kind of snag Sim by the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. And he'll stop.
The dead speak through the people that remember them, Sim.
True.
So hold it together. Hold it together. It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
That's true, Rufus. It's a lovely.
As you remember the people that you lost, they'll speak through you. Brutus speaks through me all the time. So does Rictus. And Marlowe. All of my brothers and sisters. I'm sure your dead will speak through you as well.
Rufus, you hear a hissing sound.
Uh-oh. I lingered too long.
This is just going to cant his head in that direction.
You see Meg crying, and the hissing that you're hearing is the tears drying on her face from the heat.
Yeah.
This is a place drenched in tears. Yours are too good for it. Let's go.
Yeah.
This very serious conversation is happening. Zigzag and Will are just in the back, just like
You can't clap on a torch unless you actually have made an agreement with the torch that it turns on when you clap.
Wait,
So it wasn't your fault.
No, I think
I'm supposed to make an agreement with the torch?
yeah, you gotta shake its wrappings.
That's not how you have conversation.
You just shake it.
Don't tell Will these things. Don't tell him.
If Will looks at Sim's just gonna shrug, and then we'll continue moving on. He's unfamiliar. Sim is unfamiliar with contracts of the torch.
Animation.
There are gears turning in Will's head.
I mean, if you want to talk about the contract of that torch, we can talk. That's the wrong character.
No. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Oh, that would be terrible. Contracts of the torchbearer.
Why?
I carry a torch for you.
I carry a torch for you.
Never a light goes out. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Contracts of the torch is very sad, glamour-based contracts on lost and unrequited love.
So,
Candle in the window.
Y'all press forward.
Yes, we do.
We press forward and we don't touch anything.
Yes.
Like Zigzag, like,
All right, so we talked. We had not closure, but closure. Because the windows. Well, I'll explain that later.
Those windows? Why don't we just leap through the window?
The window is a metaphor.
Can we leave through the metaphor?
We discussed that Will doesn't know what a metaphor is earlier.
Yep, Zigzag's just gonna reach up and put a hand on
Ask
Will's
him
shoulder.
if he knew what a metaphor was.
And just kind of.
Let's just walk. We're gonna walk and we're gonna get out of here through the way.
Oh, Will,
found to get
by
out.
the way, a metaphor is the thing that a butterfly comes out of.
Yeah.
Mm.
No.
Alright. How does the rest of this
Walk while we explain what a metaphor actually is.
We're moving.
Yeah, you guys are walking down. It's a long hallway.
Yeah.
You see other true fae. They're all strange. They multiple limbs, multiple eyes, too tall. Some of them have bodies that seem impossible, amalgamations of stuff that should not possibly be together at all. But you're all kind of used to this in a way.
Sure.
It's troubling. It's upsetting. It reminds you of being in Arcadia. Like there's no two ways about it. These are creatures that you have walked amongst or had to hide from. Minus Will a little bit. Well, the Master of the Wild Hunt resembles very much the way the True Fae are. Will encountered True Fae less. He encountered the trooping fairies when they would go out with their whole like retinue or whatever it's called. Retinue, thank you. Of people, you know, like and guards and whatnot is kind of the only time Will encountered them. The rest of you being deeper into Arcadia, it's so much like walking through a banquet hall where, you know, if they weren't dead and you didn't know they were dead, you know, you might assume that they were judging you. It's uncomfortable regardless. Sure. But you make it through.
Okay. Zigzag's full on like not looking at any of like full on like this is the end because they don't want to see any of the true Fae that they know
and Zigzag
help make things for.
Zigzag is backpacking on the back of Will, correct?
No, it's too tall, and if Greg needs to run, tall. Zigzag wants to be close enough to the ground to put down old Greg, but like Zigzag's next to Will, just like,
okay, so like, what is it you don't understand about metaphors?
Just full on stuck in a loop about why, like, the whole metaphor thing.
How they can both be words, but also the thing is butterflies come out of.
More of an analogy. What in a metaphor?
Do you want not intelligence? You don't know what an analogy is.
Oh gosh.
These are words.
These are words.
Analogy
is when you compare two things. Meg will say.
Anyway, so yeah, no, just straight on ahead. Like
you use it in a sentence.
Info dumping.
That was a great analogy for why the cake is a lie.
Wait, cake's a lie?
Oh, cake has never existed.
Real bad.
Sorry.
Megan's very, very like, oh, so you don't play video games.
The video game?
Fair enough.
Oh, Zigzag, you'd love video games. You should try them.
We could probably do that when we get home. When we get home.
Yeah,
we're going home.
There are games where you can socialize with people without actually socializing with people.
It's good practice.
It's good practice. Hey.
Okay.
Will, are you still upset about the cake?
I'm sorry. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing Will. I really am.
The look on Will's face is like someone who's just listened to about 12 hours straight of Midwestern emo.
Jeez.
Call me out like that.
Get you a big old sheet cake, buddy.
Yeah.
It's all good.
We'll get you some sheet. Cake. Sorry.
But it's a lie.
Oh.
That's from a video
the cake
game.
is real. Like, you have to pay for it, and you have to talk to the girl behind the counter, and then she asks you the questions of what you want on the cake, but you don't want anything on the cake. But that's not an option on the sheet, and it should be an option on the sheet.
You don't even want frosting on your cakes?
It can be too sweet.
Hey.
Frosting, I don't want the words. We don't need words. I have
the words. I thought you had options, like you could put strawberries on it, or like I didn't realize this was words. Okay, my bad.
Sim is just remembering all the
like
cakes
chocolate
Derek would make.
Garrick would make some cakes that involve mashed potatoes.
Chocolate, Will.
And anchovies.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know, I've never had chocolate.
Oh no.
This.
We'll have to see.
Well, it's okay. We'll have spring cord on standby. You can just breathe on him, right, Zigzag?
You can always breathe on you guys. Or Motley, and that's what I do, is I make sure you're safe by breathing on you.
Okay. All right.
Look, it only sounds weird out of context.
This very long hallway, which I'm expecting to run into a room full of statues.
You do. You do end up at a staircase. You walk by. There is a staircase that breaks up this hallway, and the next, which again seems like it randomly changes and came from a different section of the necropolis and kind of got stuck here because this one kind of looks like a garden almost. There you can still see like stone on the top, but like it's got vines and trees, and you're not really sure where the graves are. You're not really sure where the bones or the bodies are because it looks like a forest glade in the middle of like next to the staircase. But
I'm imagining. I'm imagining it a little bit like Hogwarts with all the changing stairways and the different openings that kind of come out. Yeah.
It's kind of like that, only not because it's not just the stairs that. Yeah, it's not just the stairs that go places. It's everything. Shit just moves around. But you found the staircase that leads out.
Okay.
It's that same red marble as the room that you're currently in.
Okay. How far down, wherever we're at, how much of a vantage point do we have that we can see down where we're looking? Do we have any idea, any inkling of, is it beyond what our light sources can detect? Like,
are you talking about what the stairs looks like, or are you talking about the grove? Which what are you trying to look at? Like up the stairs or through the grove?
I'm gonna check the stairs first. Sim's gonna look at the stairs.
All right. Go ahead. I guess roll a wits and awareness for that. No, you can do investigation. Wits and awareness or wits and investigation. You're peeking around Will to do it, by the way, because Will's still in the front.
Okay, I'll do awareness, which is better for me. Okay.
Will has had multiple shatterings of reality.
Existential crisis. 4? The stairs look like they go up a ways. As far as how the stairs look in terms of, are there traps, anything weird on them? Add a dice for your concealed objects, actually. See if you get any.
That would be an additional success, so 5.
5. All right. You do see what look like panels that open up on the stairs. So every couple stairs, there'll be something that looks like a section that peels away. Clearly concealed. But yeah, they head upwards.
Okay. Could I one of these things that looks like a panel, I'm going to point out to the rest to everyone else. I'm going to say, "Hey, wait, Will, Zigzag, hey, I see something at intervals on these stairs. We might want to be careful where we step for starters." So I'm going to point it out. But can I go to the closest one? Rufus and Meg, of course, point that out too. But can I go to the closest one and probably, if this is applicable, make like a craft roll to determine the nature of what this panel is doing?
Yeah, you can make a craft roll.
If will let Zigzag by, because Zigzag's right behind Will, and I don't know how wide the thing is. Can go help Sim, because Zigzag's got high craft too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no. We'll slink back in the line. Just take us a lie. Metaphors are complex. There's fucking analogies now. What's next? Synonyms? This word I just made up?
A synonym is when you compare two things. A synonym is a word that's like another word, but not exactly the same.
Can we get on antonyms?
7 successes on the craft roll, and that includes a help dice from Zigzag.
Zigzag's super helpful. It's all about the charity, yo.
Basically, this panel pushes back and opens up. So it opens into it's the square like that big, and it moves to the side.
Does it reveal anything, or is it just a?
Yes, but unless you want to move it to the side and see what it reveals, you're not 100% sure what that is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Zigzag like puts a hand on Sim's shoulder.
We should just step over him.
Okay, but we're also going to investigate the grove.
Are we? Because you have to go up to get out, and the grove is continuing forward.
Never mind. I thought
the grove.
My bad.
Yeah, I was saying you can either turn up the stairs or you can go straight into the grove, but you know that the stairs are the correct way.
Sorry, I missed that. So my bad. I thought we were going to go take a look at the grove as well. But just on the off chance,
you could.
But just on the off chance, does that grove potentially have the rainbow roots that we're looking for?
No, the rainbow roots are their own location. This grove is within the necropolis, which means this is some form of burial site for some variety of true fae. And they're changeling.
Oh, I'll bet they got some real cool goblin fruit that sprouted out of them.
Not worth it, Sim.
No.
I'm gonna need Rufus to make.
I have an academic specialty in goblin fruit. It's fantastic. I so want to get some.
I have to make
But
a
we should
strength.
leave. We should leave.
Your girlfriend.
And brawl.
What?
Here lies.
Are we fighting? What are we fighting?
No, we found secret stuff, Sim. Remember Meg? Remember our lovely Meg?
Yes.
Here lies the true fae.
Oh dear.
And Will's reality. And soon to be Meg.
Is this technically a non-combat strength and brawl?
Are you fighting your girlfriend?
That's what I'm asking Sam.
For the purposes of this is, you're fighting to keep her from leaping off your back. Because she is using her dex and athletics to try to slip out. Because Sim said goblin fruit, and her vice is greed. I rolled a will save last game. She failed that will save. And she has been on Rufus's back and resisting all the shit you've seen, but you said goblin fruit, and she went, I want it.
Okay, from where Zigzag is, does Zigzag see Rufus trying to hold on to Meg?
Oof. Will, can you tackle Meg?
I have an idea.
What was that?
It looks real dark in that grove.
It's really probably not a good idea to go there, but it's still goblin fruit. There's probably some really cool goblin fruit there.
I'm gonna use Contract Stone 2, make a glamour check so that I can add my weird.
Got it.
Good. Don't lose any glamour.
I didn't hear if you said that we could see Meg about to just fucking bolt for it.
I think
no, you are all looking at the stairs.
Okay, we're looking upstairs. Okay,
Will can see it.
Will can see this. Yes, Will could assist to make sure Megan doesn't.
Technically count as wrestling.
Yes.
Yes, you can use wrestling and grappling.
Okay.
Add another dice for Will, because
yes,
he noticed.
Thank you. Because Zigzag and Sim are looking at stairs.
Yep. The craftsmanship is beautiful.
Damn stairs.
How is Will assisting? How is Will assisting in this process?
We are going to grab Meg by the pant leg.
The Meg sandwich.
Run.
This is what I'm envisioning. Just Will just like.
Okay.
No, he's biting down on the pant leg because he's a dog.
I got Rufus got
Oh my
14
God.
successes without being consistent.
Jesus Christ. That's okay. Will helped anyways. Yeah, she got 4.
Meg's like, why are you biting
You-
me?
And you feel her arms start to slip, and you just clamp back down. And then
Rufus
Will
will
comes
just
over and starts yanking on her pant leg.
Rufus will just cant his head over his shoulder and just be like,
There could be more rats, and I'm scared.
But
Damn it.
Rats.
Are you snarling at the Grove? I really want to be snarling at the Grove. That'd be great.
I just snarling up the grove.
Yes!
Or there could be worse than rats. There could be birds and spiders.
but it
Well, there
usually
better not be any fucking cats.
but usually
They show up. Meow. We have cake.
you know,
Maybe we should go. Maybe we should just.
Hello. We're the Meowtifors.
Yeah, as like all of a sudden the snarling starts and like
Oh no. We've lost Will to the
fact that
Grove.
that is, again, remotely animal-like.
Meg.
Rufus is just gonna start to shuffle into the next room to try and get away from
So,
Will a little
Shuffle
bit.
up the
upstairs,
stairs.
get to the stairs in the grove.
Yeah, we're okay. Zigzag and Sim
No.
have identified where on the stairs to look, so
Yeah.
yeah, so we can avoid those.
So you
particular
start
steps.
making your way up the stairs. I'm assuming everybody kind of migrates that way at some point. You make your way
I
up.
want to go home.
The zigzag's just like,
I want to go home. I want to go home.
And at the top of the stairs, it opens into a kind of foyer area. And this area is beautiful. Very, very, very well crafted. And I'm gonna need Sim to make me a will save because Sim recognizes the craftsmanship.
Oh no!
It's his.
Shit. Oh shit! It's my own. Oh damn!
hurts all of my daring feelings.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Hello, little pool. See how
Hello.
you do. 1, 2, 2. Composure. Wait, willpower.
Willpower, composure, and resolve.
Right. Yep. Unspent.
It's unspent, yes.
Unspent willpower.
That's 1 dice less. So that's still 2.
Sim, you are utterly horrified.
Oh shit.
But also so incredibly proud. You kind of want to throw up, but you also want to brag about it. Because the way this area is laid out is like this Art Deco. It's you know, like the hallway has these just spiraling sculptures that are
Bellissimo.
metal and bone and sinew and eyes and tongues and
Yep.
flesh. Some of the flesh is painted
Some of my best
beautifully
work.
painted with the most horrific scenes you can imagine. And they line this hallway. There are metal worked pieces, gorgeous in their craftsmanship, but all of them feature some form of body part, some form of organic
Incorporation.
material in it. But it's all very, very beautiful. And this room leads to what you can see is the exit. This is like a display upon entering the necropolis from the other side.
Shit. Wow. Oh, damn.
So it's really good craftsmanship.
Oh, God.
It is really good craftsmanship.
But
it's very well done.
I'm so sorry, Sim, because I know you're horrified and you also want to brag about it. And you can see Zigzag looking at the different sculptures and art, and just like the like wide-eyed kid in a candy store look.
And what's even a little bit worse is you recognize the piece that you were working on in the dream that the Onsel interrupted. The one you remember vividly because she disrupted the memory.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember that. Oof. Yeah. For a moment you see Sim kind of has that horrified yet kind of humble brag look on his face, kind of a weird mix of the two, and then there's a portion of it that he gazes upon, and it's almost like mechanically his hands go through the motions of crafting something, he's holding invisible tools and crafting something, but then he catches himself, and then there's a dark kind of look that goes across his face. And if Zigzag's paying any sort of attention, if anybody's paying any sort of attention to that,
Zigzag, right next to Sim, because we did the stairs. That sounded.
We did.
Anyway,
the stairs.
we did the stairs.
We did the stairs.
Zigzag looking around, and
everybody
kind of reaching out to Sim. And if you start mimicking you're working on something, Zigzag's just kind of tug on your sleeve.
I want to get out of here.
We can make pretty things when we get home. Stuff that will make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Gotta get out of here first. And then, we can work on something together.
I'd like that. I'd like that very much. And Sim is literally going to look on the verge of tears, and he's going to...
Yep, same for Zigzag. Zigzag has a motley that wants to do stuff with him.
Yeah. And Sim will follow Will out. If that's where Will is headed.
Yeah, no. Will is looking around, just going...
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna stop at that statue.
Mm-hmm.
Once everybody else has started drifting towards the door.
Mm-hmm.
And look over his shoulder to Meg.
You hold the door for me. I think I can get this thing out of here. You wanted something from here. This is our shot. The door's right there.
Yeah.
Great.
She'll grab.
Go make sure the door stays open.
All right. She'll hop down and run to the door and open it.
Rufus, in the last moment alone with the statue, is just gonna look at it.
You were someone once. You get to come home too.
Oof.
And Rufus is just gonna wrap his big burly arms around it and just... and book it for the door.
Rufus, because this is the second time that you have decided that the remains of somebody else deserve better, I'm going to have you gain a point of clarity right now.
Awesome.
Because you suggested the bones and the pit also be taken for burial. So you are going to gain a point of clarity.
Clarity goes up by 1. Weird goes down.
Weird goes down by 1. But your actions are so very human, are so morally right, and so against what Arcadia is.
Roger, Dodger.
So, do we hear the ripping of the statue? Because Zigzag can help Meg hold the door, because I've seen her.
Is it fused to the ground, or is it like on a pedestal?
Oh, it's like on a pedestal. The statue's not huge. It's,
Rufus will just tuck it under his arm.
Tuck it under his arm. Meg's strength pool is not great, guys, but...
Yeah, no, Zigzag, if Zigzag can see this happening, I'm going to use contracts of animation to make the hinges on the door freeze.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and that's going to be forcing it. Yep. So that's a clarity check. Okay, so we're gonna do glamour checks first, and then clarity check. So Will, remember that offer? Depending on how this clarity roll goes, you might just have to just grab Zigzag.
Oh dear.
Okay, I lose 1 glamour.
Okay.
Here we go for the clarity. Why do you hate me?
A successes.
Okay, now I do the wits and weird. And hey, I have upgraded weird now. So
cool. No, how many successes were on? How many on your?
I haven't done the roll yet. I still had to. It's 2 glamour checks and a clarity check to use the contract.
Okay.
So now I get the pool, which has an extra weird die.
Pretty weird.
Pretty weird. It's only weird if you make it weird.
And you are. In this instance, you are.
We're gonna do another. We're out of the head. Like, with Zigzag's fuck, we're just going for it. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, another 5 dice. It's fine. Zigzag's just gonna make themselves into a teapot when they get home.
Right. We lost clarity, or both Zigzag and Meg lost clarity while in the hedge. Fine.
Meanwhile, Rufus is all like, "Hey, this is great." Rufus, come into the hedge more often.
Random point of willpower.
Oh dear. I'm waiting for Will to
8
pounce on
successes.
Zigzag.
Yeah, the hinges, and they lock in place as you tell them to. What's your clarity? You're gonna roll 5 dice if your clarity is at 5.
4.
How many successes did you get on that clarity check?
Oh, I only lost 1 clarity. It's 1 clarity check, so.
What was the? Yes, you roll 5 dice for your clarity check, or 4, whatever your.
Oh, I thought for a clarity check it was. Oh, I messed that up.
No, it's how much clarity you're missing. Like a humanity, only you're going to count successes because
Got it. I messed up on that. Never mind. Hold on.
Okay.
It's okay.
Zigzag
Go ahead
might
and
not
roll.
have lost the clarity. That'll be cool. 2 successes on the clarity check.
That's what you needed. Depending on the clarity sin, depends on the successes you need. If you kidnap somebody, you need 5 successes, or you lose clarity.
Okay, so
it's not great.
Zigzag didn't lose clarity. Cool. Awesome.
Sim lost
Sweet.
clarity kidnapping Dr. Cassidy, and so did Savannah.
Yeah.
You remember that? You had to get really high on that. Nobody did.
Perfect. Okay, so Zigzag doesn't lose clarity, so we don't need Will to body slam them. So that's cool.
Yeah. Rats.
Because
Wait,
Zigzag
rats?
will jump back in. Because they could have made that shit better.
So
yeah, no,
Rufus,
Zigzag just starts screaming at the door.
You're not moving until my Motley is out.
Rufus, you walk out with the statue. Meg follows after you. That failed will save, that greed has been soothed essentially because she did fail that will save way earlier and just hadn't had the opportunity to take anything. And you exit out. It is getting late. I will give you the options here. You're going to need to redo the Every Which Way anyways, because it's been 24 hours since the last time you used it. Mm-hmm. So the map has now reverted back to a blank piece of paper that just has the name of it and all that on it.
Gotcha.
And if you want to, after looking at the map, you can choose to try to push through the night. You will need a stamina and resolve check. And if you fail your stamina and resolve, you will gain a level of fatigue and will be at -1 dice for all pools.
Okay.
Or you can take the night after looking at the map and decide maybe you wait until morning. Again, you will need to redo the map, and I would recommend waiting until you see what's on the map before you make the decision.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Rufus would be fine.
It's the rest of us.
Yeah, you do have mortal bodies. You do need sleep. It will eventually wear on you if you keep trying to stay up,
Right.
but
Yeah.
depending on how far it is, one night might not hurt you. Or maybe it will. Who knows?
Do we have someone who can find the way without the map?
I mean, technically, all Greg can.
Okay.
And can't, Reggie.
And so Zigzag's going to kind of look at Sim to see where Reginald has hid himself to spy on his valiant steed. Steed.
Actually, Reggie is very thoughtfully just kind of like gazing up at Sim from the inside of his pocket. And at some point in the journey, I will sidebar for what Reginald has to say.
All right. Somebody like Meg, Old Greg, Sir Reginald, or anyone, I think, other than Will, I think you all actually have the... No, Will and Rufus can't, but everybody else has the ability to use Find the Path.
Okay.
You could use that. The Every Which Way warns you what's coming up next. So the Find the Path, you'll find a path. You'll have no idea except that it will eventually lead to a gate, what you will encounter. The map is going to tell you ahead of time what you're going to potentially come across. That's why you've been using the Every Which Way rather than just trying to use Find the Path or whatever.
Yeah.
Or locate Trod.
That's a weird and occult roll to use the map, correct?
It is a weird and occult roll to use the map, and you have to sacrifice either some blood and glamour or your access to Find the Path, that specific power.
Find the Path or Pathfinder?
Pathfinder, Find the Path. I always fuck it up. It's that one.
It's that one. Okay.
While
I always mess. It's fine.
being chose, Will is going to attempt to throw the scent.
Okay.
We did just steal something.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, why don't we do this? Use the map. You can get us there through the night in shifts. I'll have to take turns carrying each one of you. But this is kind of what I'm good at. There's a time when we had to fight 3 days and 3 nights in a row. happen every few years. Can do this. I can get us there. But somebody has to find the path and keep me on it. And we have to take shifts, each of you taking a ride on my back. So we don't tire out.
Even with the statue? Because
I can do it. I'm strong.
Okay.
And I don't get tired easy.
So we map it out. And we go home.
Okay.
I don't want to stay here any longer than necessary, especially the statue and with
Sim's
how close we were.
Yeah. Sim's gonna look at the statue and look at Rufus and just kind of shudder a little bit and then go, yep. See what the map has to say. Superficial damage on the usage of blood.
You're not gonna sacrifice your
No.
Pathfinder?
No.
Alright. Yep, it is a superficial, and you also give up 1 point of glamour to the map.
All right. You see Sim pull out the map. Offer up a bit of his blood. Concentrate. Impart some of his power to the map. And to help along the process, he's going to do an additional glamour check to add additional weird, and we'll see if he bites it. And nope, we're good. We don't lose any additional glamour. So we're going to do weird and additional weird and his occult rating. And let's see what we get.
Oh, and if Zigzag after you bleed on the map, because the Zigzag's got a weird thing about tokens, Zigzag will be like, you got this on finding the path, and favored fate for Sim to find the path. So you get 2 extra dice.
2 extra dice.
2 extra dice. Okay, thank you. I will roll those right now.
Zigzag is cheerleading in the background while not looking at the token.
Thank you. That actually added a crit to this. So
oh shit!
Nice.
4, 5.
Oh, Zigzag.
Yeah, really good. So that with the crit, it makes it a total of 11 successes.
11 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Your blood basically becomes the ink for the map.
Mm-hmm.
And much like it normally does, it appears, except the blood spreads out, making the designs, making the patterns, the words, and the only location left before you see the words that say Golden Grove Gate is Blood on the Moors. It is a location. It looks like moorland. Grubby. You also see pools of a liquid that looks like blood.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have to deal with that anymore. Never mind. Oh fuck! We're gonna get stuck.
This would have been Derek's. Yeah, Derek would have been like, "Oh, dunk my hat in this." No one.
I just Sim. Can we just live here now? Like this is great. It's a great location.
There's
I'm
just
just gonna.
so
I'm
much
just gonna
blood.
It's
everywhere.
it's so good here. It's so good here, Sim. It's dream wet, Sim. I'm gonna just lay here forever.
We can just have stuff dashed to us through the hedge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Draw dash.
There's an app for that.
Dash,
Like,
yeah.
we're good.
Okay.
it is your last
We
location.
should set up Meg an app where people can pay her for specific stuff. We
Okay.
can call it Trod Dash.
Sim will lay the map out and show everyone. We got one more place. All right, Rufus, you up for this? Who's gonna piggyback first?
Got Meg on.
Okay.
Meg, all right. Everybody make a stamina and resolve.
All right, buddy. I know you've had a rough go of it. We didn't lose glamour though. So like, let's not fuck this up, all right? All right, stamina resolve. Stamina and resolve.
That is not one of the dice I needed to roll. What the hell am I doing?
With taking intermittent breaks on Rufus's back, bonus dice or lower difficulty.
It'd be a lower difficulty.
That was not a fantastic roll. I'm gonna need it. 3 successes out of a very large pool.
I got 5, and my pool is not that big.
Willpower.
Oh gosh, you're spending willpower.
We're gonna throw
already.
dice at Avery.
5. 3. Meg got 6. I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
The hobgoblins are resting on people, so I'm not gonna roll for old Greg or Sir Reginald. They are chilling with people.
They're in their various pockets.
3 was the requirement. Anything less than 3, you would have gained fatigue. 3 and up, you do not gain a level of fatigue.
You felt close,
Yeah.
Will, but you're good.
You
Sorry.
make your way.
I will say, at some point in that nighttime run,
Running?
Reggie's gonna crawl out of the pocket of Sim's shirt, coat, whatever, and crawl up to his shoulder and sit down.
You know, Monsieur Sim, I'm something of a class frog myself.
And he holds up the bent fork.
I only parley just with the folk. Before I met Rufus, I was something of a renowned builder of little holes in the bank of the river for the other froglands to live in and whatnot.
Oh. That actually sounds rather cool, actually.
To, how you say, cut to the quick of things. I know what it is to look on something that you have made. To see it void of the life it once had. Before I met Rufus, my village, we were attacked by a fishing bird. Most of my kinfolk did not, how you say, survive.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know why I want to be a knight so badly, Monsieur Sim?
Why do you want to be a knight so badly?
For them. For the ones that I lost, and I could not defend them, but now I can. And perhaps knighthood is not for you, Monsieur Sim?
No. No, not.
But
Not
in your chest, there is a fiery heart for what is good.
You wanting to be a knight for the people that you lost is very admirable. And I think the mere fact that you want to honor them and fight for them for me anyway, you're already there, Sir Reginald.
This brings me to another thing that I have noticed about you, Monsieur Sim.
Mm-hmm.
And I will return to my sojourn in your pocket after this remark. You have a devious way of reframing the conversation to be flattering to others and not focus on the things happening inside of yourself, Monsieur. And he just kind of like pats you on the back of the neck. Mm-hmm. You are a good man, Monsieur Sim. An even better craftsman. And he winks 2 out of his 3 frog eyes at you and crawls back down into your pocket.
You guys move forward. And much like with everything in the hedge, as soon as you start to get to the area, you start to see the signs. The hedge thins out. It seems to dip down until you come to an area that is marshy. It's got these like clear pathways of like grass, little islands of tightly woven brambles making paths through what is essentially just pools of blood. It smells like blood. It is pretty much the only thing that can be smelled in this area.
That's what I was going to say.
Any other smells have been drowned out by that thick, coppery smell. To those who aren't the most used to it, it's stomach churning. To those like Sim, who had Derek with him for so long.
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. A Tuesday with pancake
it's
lasagna.
It's a Tuesday. Pancake lasagna. And yeah, this is one of those areas that, that Derek would have loved to have seen. As morbid and weird as that sounds.
No, but it's accurate. It's true.
It's true.
And
Sim, he would have loved it.
Sim will reflect on that for a moment.
And I know this is going to be a shorter episode, but that's where we're going to go ahead and leave it. Okay. In case we run into trouble or somebody falls in. Heaven forbid that happen. I'm sure it won't. It's also night and it's dark. You still have your torches, but it is a lot harder to see. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. We did it.
We did it.
We did do it. So thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We did want to make a quick mention for those of us who are... We'll notify, of course, in other areas, but...
our social media manager is on top of it.
Yeah. We'll see how our schedule... Yes. We'll see how our schedules look in the next couple of weeks, because we will have some IRL stuff going on that might cause a little bit of a disruption, but we'll get back to this lovely changeling story as soon as we possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Milo, for our session tonight.
You got it.
And thank you, everyone. Will and Rufus and Zigzag.
And Sim.
Thank you, everybody who joined us and watched And Sim.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you, Sim.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you so much. Hearts, and we make them dance. And
welcome.
Welcome
to the collective.
Close. They're so close.
We're not even. No, we're not.
Figure it out eventually.